Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's GTA video, we're going to be talking about a roundup of interesting Grand Theft Auto 6 news that has come out really over the last couple of days, including what the GTA 6 graphics could end up looking like. We'll hear from a Rockstar Games insider on that, as well as could we see an announcement made at a gaming event later this year. We'll talk about what that gaming event is and a whole lot more. All right, so let's actually start there. So with the uncertainty of the world right now, it seems like either everything is being pushed to digital or things are just getting canceled outright altogether. And we've seen this affect the gaming industry as well. In fact, the biggest video game conference, which is supposed to be E3, the Electronic Entertainment Expo, that was actually canceled this year. And that's usually when we see a ton of developers and publishers get together. They show off all their brand new games and content that's going to be coming out or that has either been announced at the show. And with E3 out of the way, one of the biggest events left in the video game industry is Gamescom, which would be happening later in the year in August. And someone asked an interesting question to the Gamescom Twitter account earlier today. They said, "I have a question. Will Rockstar be at Gamescom? Will they reveal their future titles? Stay safe." And that Twitter account responded saying, "Hi, the exact content will be announced at a later date. Please stay tuned. We will inform you as soon as possible." And if you're like me, you read that and was like, wait a minute, that's kind of weird. Were they talking about Rockstar's content will be revealed at a later date? Are they just talking about content in general will be revealed at a later date? And honestly, from the way this tweet is worded, it kind of sounds like this is a generic, like, copy and paste response. I don't think that this Gamescom reply was specific to Rockstar, but was more specific to the content at the event would be revealed soon. Not necessarily that Rockstar would have content revealed or that they would even be there altogether. We certainly don't have a confirmation of that just yet either. So it'll be interesting to see how Gamescom sort of handles their event in 2020. I've been hearing reports, especially recently, that everything is going to be moved to digital. And there was no guarantee that Rockstar was going to be there in the first place. In fact, I don't even know if Rockstar has ever been to Gamescom at all. But it's supposed to happen on August 25th through Saturday, August 29th. So basically 4 or 5 days of this. Obviously, that's a little bit of ways away, but it's something we will definitely keep track of. Anyways, let's move on to something else that I've been getting a lot of questions about. And it's screenshots that seem to have been floating around social media that look like this. And it looks like a typical GTA alert screen that you would get, but pay attention to it closely. Look what it says. It says, "Alert, are you sure you want to quit the Rockstar editor? You will be returned to Grand Theft Auto 6. And at first, when I saw this, I was like, okay, that's got to be Photoshopped. But if it is Photoshopped, they did a really good job because the font looks exactly the same. It looks like it's supposed to be in the right spot. And it turns out that this is not Photoshop, but also not coming directly from Rockstar. Like, this isn't some hint or accident that was left in the coding of the game. This is coming from something that was released the other day, a graphics mod for Grand Theft Auto 5 called Natural Vision Evolved. If you guys are interested in installing that on your system, I'll leave a link to it in the description. It was created by a talented group of modders in the community. It's one of the best looking graphics mods for GTA 5, and honestly, it looks like it could be what GTA 6 graphics could look like. We'll touch on that in a little bit. But it looks like the creators of this were just simply having a little bit of fun with the alert messages. And instead of it saying it's returning to GTA 5, it says it's returning to Grand Theft Auto 6. So again, likely this is the developers having a little bit of fun here. It also could be them saying like, hey, our graphics mod looks so good that this game looks like GTA 6 now. Either way, just know that it's not coming from Rockstar. It's not Photoshop. So if you see anything like this floating around, now you know where it has officially come from. But anyway, since we're on the subject of GTA 6 graphics, something that actually happened the other day is Epic actually revealed their Unreal Engine 5. It looks incredible. I'll leave a link to some footage of that in the description so you can check it out for yourself. I'm sure you guys know of many games that you play that run on the Unreal Engine. Grand Theft Auto is not one of them, but we'll talk about how that could tie into this in a little bit. We heard from insider Tez Funds 2, who said this on the GTA forum site regarding GTA 6's speculation and discussion. Unreal Engine 5 is really impressive. It saves a lot of development time. No LODs, no light maps, no different models for each level of detail. Simply drop your assets and the engine takes care of the rest. I wonder if there's still time left for Rockstar to implement similar tech, as I believe such tech would have to be implemented from earlier stages and the engine is dropping next year, at which point the game would be like a year or two away from release. An interesting part is when Tim is talking about compatibility with older platforms. He mentions the following. We have this next generation content pipeline where you build your assets or import them at the highest level of quality, the film level of quality that you'll run directly on next generation consoles. The engine provides and will provide more scalability, points to down resolution your content to run on everything, all the way down to iOS and Android devices from several years ago. So you build the content once and you can deploy it everywhere and you can build the same game for all these systems, but you just get a different level of graphical fidelity. And he goes on to say, I wonder if Rockstar were to have or acquire such tech, would it mean we won't have to wait a whole year for the PC version? It would at least reduce the time between the release of console versions and the PC version, since the other factor that delays the process is in testing and ensuring it works well with different setups. So in case you guys are wondering, Grand Theft Auto does not run on the Unreal Engine. It runs on an engine that Rockstar created themselves called the Rage engine. But I think this competition is good. Competition usually brings out the best in other people, and I would imagine that Rockstar is seeing what Epic is doing with the Unreal Engine and its new 5th version and thinking to themselves, okay, we've got to up the ante a little bit here. And that would be awesome, especially if that meant PC players would be able to get a new Rockstar title in a shorter amount of time, since they traditionally launch their games for the consoles first. That would be kind of cool if these new engines basically allowed you to skip over that year or two wait that the PC guys normally have to wait on. Now, as sort of a follow-up to that, he says, doesn't Rage, which is Rockstar's engine, already do this? Rage is made with improvements in mind. They have the version 1, and then all they have to do is polish it and add more stuff on top of the made engine just to meet the next-gen graphics expectations and such. And TesFun2 said it doesn't. This is new tech shown by Epic Games that took them 3 years of research and development. While the improvements done to the Rage engine are made in consideration of what the developers need or ask for, I hardly think Rockstar needs this tech at the moment. We won't see this new tech used in the next title, maybe in the title that comes after that. So a couple of things to talk about here. Number one, as you guys know, Grand Theft Auto 5 is currently free on the Epic Games Store, so I think it's pretty clear that Rockstar has a good relationship with Epic Games, which means some of the stuff we see in their engine we'll probably see in Rockstar's engine. But he also goes on to say, since GTA 6 is already probably well in development, again, depending on which reports you choose to believe, there's no way that this sort of tech could be used in the next title. It would have to be the one that comes after that. And that also kind of makes sense, especially because the PS5 and Xbox Series X aren't even out yet. You would assume that after a year or 2, 3 or 4, 5, that the games you'd be able to create would be even better and have the tech that was shown off in that version of the Unreal Engine 5. So I still think that's good news for GTA 6, but don't expect it to have all the bells and whistles that you might have seen in that short trailer. And the last thing we're going to be talking about in this video today, again, is something that TesFun2 discussed on the GTA forum site when someone said, I'm a little curious about this image of Liberty City that's been floating around for the past few years. But people seem to have forgotten about it. Did anything ever come of this? Was it just some portfolio work by a 3D artist or something along those lines? And you guys can see that that is a photo of Liberty City's Central Park, but instead of it being in GTA 4's engine, it's in Grand Theft Auto 5's engine, which is interesting because why would someone be working on that? Especially because we've never seen anything like that in GTA 5. Well, TesFun2 said this. It was supposed to be a map expansion to GTA 5, a second huge project alongside the story mode. Unfortunately, both projects were scrapped at some point in 2014-2015. This is one of those things that makes me wonder if we will ever see Liberty City in the next title. Either the full map or some parts of it, like the North Yankton approach. And regarding if GTA 6 will be in Liberty City, honestly, I think in some way it will. We've heard so many rumors and reports that Multiple cities are going to be involved. So it would not shock me if Rockstar took like an East Coast approach to this, where, the game takes place in Vice City, which obviously is based off Miami, Florida, but also takes place in Liberty City, which is, of course, based off of New York City. Or it could be like the Guarma, North Yankton approach, where you're only there for a mission or two, or in Red Dead Redemption 2's case, an entire short chapter. And if the game does include multiple cities, that would be the first time in which we've technically seen something like that since GTA San Andreas. And you would hope that the new engine Rockstar is working on, the graphical capabilities of the new consoles, would allow them to do that. So I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below on everything we discussed in this video today. Do you think GTA 6's announcement will still happen sometime in 2020 at one of these big gaming events, or will Rockstar just announce it in general? What do you think GTA 6's graphics are going to look like? Do you think there will be a major improvement off of what we've seen so far? And of course, let me know your thoughts on everything else we discussed in this video today. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and Red Dead Redemption videos that I'm doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.